You are welcome to LFN What's Your Say? The #1 listening show where we discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. Real name Robert Sylvester Kelly. Also known as the R&B King. The day the government began a crackdown on R. Kelly is the same day the United States of America officially became an unsafe zone for anyone that chose to be pro-Kelly, rather than allow the confusion caused by the propaganda surrounding his case to make them think or choose otherwise. The government, which has been operating with total impunity, immediately commenced a crackdown on individuals who said or published anything that contested the argument of guilt for R. Kelly. While R. Kelly fans and supporters all around the world felt the need to allow the judicial system to do its work uninterrupted, the moment signs of injustice against their music icon began to manifest, some could not help but write about it in the papers as well as blog about it on various social media platforms. There was no way they were going to remain quiet while R. Kelly was unfairly denied bail, his prison communication logs leaked to the public, his defense witnesses tampered with, and falsified charges smuggled onto his charge sheet. Meanwhile, it even became more relevant that his supporters speak out when prejudicial jurors were allowed on the panel, and a wrongful conviction issued followed by sentences likely derived from a political freedom-fighting war movie where no guidelines apply. In fact, no one among the supporters of R. Kelly could stomach the sight of this injustice being thrown onto one of their own, and like that the reaction started. The government was quick to respond by making it taboo for anyone to support R. Kelly and go against their agenda to destroy him. They probably felt by publishing the surviving R. Kelly documentary prior to the indictment and subsequent arrest, they had done more than enough to convince the entire nation that R. Kelly was in fact guilty even before going through a proper trial, and they were ready to crush down on anyone who preferred to make their own independent analysis and refused to agree with this propaganda. And to make people even more unhappy and dissatisfied, they went on to publish even more episodes of this disturbing documentary whose primary aim was to spread anti-Kelly propaganda among the masses, and prepare him for a predetermined false conviction. The government generally made it illegal for anyone to support R. Kelly, as those who attempted this would receive enormous phone calls and sometimes unexpected visits from FBI officials investigating them. To further scare off anyone who was daring to defend R. Kelly irrespective of all this, the government also made sure to crack down on some of his former associates and escalate their matters into serious court processes that saw some of them convicted for what could have been written off as simple misdemeanors. One would imagine we are simply building up a narrative if this hadn't happened to a one Deboski Gunns, an ordinary citizen who has never been associated with R. Kelly but simply decided to rebuke the injustice against him that he noticed when he attended the kangaroo trial sessions. The police literally abducted him while he walked to work, and blinded him before driving him to destinations he didn't know, and interrogating him with claims he had threatened certain government officials in as far as New York. According to Christopher Gunns, there was overwhelming evidence of injustice against R. Kelly, and while he did not intend to threaten anyone, he had to speak on it as the social media blogger he is. During this interrogation, he told the police unless the said government officials only felt threatened by the content of his videos, his intention had not been to threaten anyone. What became even most shocking was the fact that during this interrogation, the two policemen confessed to Mr. Gunns and on camera that they had not even watched the videos which had caused them to bundle up Deboski Gunns and arrest him in this humiliating manner. But here they were busy interrogating this individual on matters they too did not have an idea about.
They're saying that you threatened someone over the internet.
Who is the someone?
Well, I have read the complaint, and basically it's a government official. And I don't have all the details. I haven't seen these videos myself.
These guys even didn't know the official that had been allegedly threatened. They even hadn't watched the threatening video, but strangely they carried with them a certified warrant of arrest signed by a New York judge they wouldn't disclose, which in their interpretation allowed them to pick him up in a sort of kidnap style of arrest. The police confessed they didn't have the details to support their arrest or interrogation, and they were basically the ones threatening Deboski Gunns that day. This shows just how much impunity the US federal government has assumed over the years, and how the judicial sector in this our country operates. It's no wonder even during the New York trial, the very same government came to court with all kinds of witnesses, some of them telling lies and without the necessary evidence to justify their claims against R. Kelly. Surprisingly though, Even with the insufficient evidence presented, R. Kelly was still unfairly convicted for RICO among other charges. This is not any different from the interrogating police officer saying that while he lacked the details of what allegedly happened, he proceeded to make an arrest anyways and was mandated to interrogate the suspect. Very funny indeed. We continue to demand that the government explains why the crackdown on anybody who does or says anything pro-Kelly. Should anyone with a second opinion regarding the R. Kelly's case have to live in fear that the government will soon pounce on them? Is it illegal to have a different opinion? What kind of country is this we are living in? The people behind R. Kelly's legal ordeals will not stop at anything to make sure they destroy him completely and never to return to greatness. Even if it means breaking all the laws of this land and threatening every fan and supporter. Well, this is just so insane. While Deboski Gunns was abducted and arrested for allegedly threatening a government official, it turns out it was the government official who was intimidating him on the other hand and not the other way round. After all, it was Gunns and not the official who was abducted while walking to work, and blinded like he was a prisoner of war while he was transported for interrogation. According to Mindy Stein, we can all see the injustice and attempt to have R. Kelly locked up and everybody else threatened with impunity. The good thing R. Kelly did, however, was get Jennifer Bongine and her dream team as his lawyers. If anyone can win this case, it's her. The haters were quick to criticize R. Kelly after his Gayle King interview, but I can bet my last dollar that R. Kelly was telling the truth, and that he was speaking straight from his heart. The so-called CNN language analysts were lying with their bogus interpretations intended to demean the R&B king. Meanwhile, real victims do not have to lie like we saw some of these women do while testifying against Robert. According to Maxwell, it's funny how this government operates when it comes to handling cases like this one where their interest is really high. They are too ambitious to hide their bad intentions and unfair conduct. Why the police and FBI would be out there harassing ordinary citizens and abducting people only because they disagree with their R. Kelly oppressions is hard to understand. Remember, we have only managed to know of Deboski Gunns because he spoke up, and his kidnap was done so poorly that the whole world got to know. But there are many people out there who are dealing with so much trauma cause such attacks only because they speak positive of the R&B king. If you wish to take part in a live interview discussing any of these topics, let us know by sending an email to sashalfnmedia@gmail.com for scheduling. Thank you for watching today's video, a production of LFN Media, giving you another perspective of issues at hand. We make it our business to keep you updated with the truth amidst the cloud of lies the media wants you to believe. It is therefore important to subscribe to this channel, hit the bell icon and allow all notifications so that you don't miss out whenever we publish a new video.